today I'm going to share with you some of the key secrets I discovered to making freelance marketing a very viable and lucrative career. I went all the way from starting at zero, no clients, first client, 500 a month, all the way up to 10,000 a month per client. I actually find the sweet spot to be a little closer to 5,000 a month for the amount of work you do, for the level of conversion you're looking for. So I'm going to tell you today about how I achieved that a little bit. The number one question I'm asked in my life is, how do I become a freelance marketer? And I guess that's because that's what I've been doing for the last 10 years, been helping people grow their business with digital marketing. So today I'm going to share a story with you, how I became a digital marketer, how I ultimately became a freelance marketer, and how I made that sustainable for a very long time and continue to do so today. So my name is Rich+, and I'm a freelance digital marketer. I'm considered one of the very first full stack marketers, someone who's capable of building websites and funnels, but also creative, making content and writing copy for digital advertisements. So I have a lot of experience in that realm, and especially in creating videos. And I think the funny thing is if you've been doing social media, if you've been memeing on the internet, shit posting, whatever, like getting views, getting likes, like you already are halfway there to becoming a digital marketer. And that's what I realized 10 years ago. All these companies need to become media companies now because they need to compete for attention, right? Before, people would say location, 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 put your business in the right location, right? But in 2024, the location is the internet, and your real estate's based on your audience size, your content, your media. So I was like, oh, they all need to become media companies. And then I heard Gary Vee say the exact same thing. And I was like, that's enough validation for me. Let me help these companies do that. And that's really what the essence of the freelance marketer was at the time, was someone like coming in and helping with content, maybe running Facebook ads, Google ads, doing maybe a bit of SEO, working on the website. I just decided that that was going to be a good service to offer. At the time, I didn't really know a lot. And today I'm going to share with you some of the key secrets I discovered to making freelance marketing a very viable and lucrative career. Personally, just to let you know, I went all the way from starting at zero, no clients, first client, 500 a month, all the way up to 10,000 a month per client. I actually find the sweet spot to be a little closer to 5,000 a month for the amount of work you do, for the level of conversion you're looking for. So I'm going to tell you today about how I achieved that a little bit. You know, it's kind of a long story. You have to watch some of the other videos on my channel. So subscribe to this channel because I put out videos regularly about how to become a freelance marketer, and go back and binge watch, right? I've put out almost 250 videos on this stuff. And like I said, I'm one of the first doing that. So very comprehensive library out there. So what was I saying was, I was starting from scratch 10 years ago, figuring out the media landscape. I started making my own websites, making my own blogs, because I wanted to test out this idea of Google search engine optimization. At the time, you know, that was still very popular, and today relatively useful as well. That got it started for me. I think when I understood, oh, I can get people to a website, I can get those people to join an email list, I can get those people to read an email and buy something, I knew I was onto something. And I knew it had to do with both content and ads, but also funnels and websites. You really needed a bigger picture, and you still do today, right? Because it's sort of like a business machine. It's not like you can just know one little cog anymore. It will be lacking, you know, a consistent golden thread throughout the business, right? So when you fragment your marketing to different people and different expertises, it can be difficult to manage a campaign and really make it hit. Whereas if one person kind of orchestrates it from end to end, right? Imagine you had like 5 different architects working on the same building, right? It can be difficult. You're definitely not getting an advantage, too many cooks in the kitchen, right? So you're thinking, how do I become a freelance marketer? What's this guy, can he tell me? Well, if you can learn how to make websites, you're halfway there. Because I realize there are $1 million companies who have still not figured out the website. Maybe they have one, it's not doing them any good. But I recently came across a client doing multi-million dollars a year, didn't have a website. And so that is the first place the digital marketer really wants to shine, if they can, because being able to build the vehicle, as I like to say, really puts you in line to be the person who puts the fuel in. If you don't build the vehicle, you're not going to be around when there's a decision to put fuel in. And so for me, the vehicle is like your online business store, your website, your funnels, and the fuel is your traffic, right? Your content driving attention, your ads driving clicks. You can't grow your business without fuel, and you can't get very far without a good vehicle. And depending on your goal, you might need a different vehicle. So I believe the freelance marketer is about helping businesses orchestrate this, defining a map, helping build the vehicle to get to the goal that you want to reach, and ultimately putting fuel in over and over and driving that vehicle to the destination. And that's what I've been doing slowly but surely. And I think that a lot of people struggle in this domain of freelance marketing because they don't know how to price. They don't know what to offer. They don't know how to make the business work. I mean, they can make a website, they could create a video, but how do you turn that into a business, right? Well, I think you should recognize right off the bat, when you become a freelancer, you have to sell. You have to sell yourself. And if you're doing freelance work, how much time do you have to sell, right? By the way, I'm on the clock. In 20 minutes, I have a call with someone who wants to know how to become a freelance marketer, and I have a bunch of those calls today. You want to be able to limit selling. You don't want this to be about selling. Now, no doubt, you're going to have a few conversations. You're going to have to pitch your service occasionally. That's part of business. But I want you to reduce that. So I say the best strategy for becoming a freelance marketer is having an offer that's really, really good, that people can't refuse. But that offer is a subscription. That offer is a recurring monthly package. That offer is a rebill. That way, the client's going to pay you every single month. So it gives you the effect of job-like stability, but you are still fully an independent contractor, controlling the finances, in charge of tax management, etc. So I think the key is repeat clientele, reoccurring purchase. That is going to earn you more money off the same original sale. Think about it. Probably the number one reason freelancers don't make it is they forget how to sell. They don't know they're selling, and they don't have a plan to reduce selling. So they sell one-off projects, right? They sell off a website. They sell a video project. They sell a couple YouTube video edits or whatever, right? But if you can turn that into a reoccurring package, like, I think that's golden, right? And that's why I like content, and that's why I like ads, is because they need to be looked at every single month. That's why I like website maintenance and upgrades and optimizations, because they need to be really done constantly. Whereas, say, the logo, the brand guidelines, right? Just doing it once and you're done. So I think you need a strategy to build repeat clientele for yourself. So for me as a freelancer, I told people it's a monthly cost. Of course, some people don't like that because they are scared. What if 6, 7, 10, 12 months down the line, I'm paying you and I don't like what I get? Well, that's why I also don't use contracts, and I allow my clients to just cancel anytime they want. You'd think that'd be scary, right? You'd think that, oh, you're just going to get dropped. Well, I think that's when you have to know, like, you have to be good at your job so that people say, what's the alternative to hiring that person? We're going to have to go with someone more expensive, someone slower, someone less skilled. Maybe we're going to have to get 2 or 3 people, and we're going to have to manage those different people. And that was just a single point of contact. So you do have to impress your clients and bring value, no doubt. But when you tell them, look, there's no contract. If you don't like it, don't pay, quit. You're not getting your original money back and you have to pay up front, but you don't have to pay anymore if you don't like it. So now all of a sudden there's no risk. What's the worry? Maybe 1 month? No big deal. That's a worthy test. You have a probation for new employees anyways. So mixing recurring billing with no contracts is an exciting pair. So as a freelancer, you have the choice. You have the choice who to work with, how to work with them, what to charge them, premium, cheap, you decide. Everything's in your control now. as a freelance marketer. That's what's great. Now, the next thing I learned is that if you only offer one service, you're more likely to get canceled because you're not needed, or you got automated, or AI is better than you now and cheaper. So that's why I said I'm not a specialist. I'm a generalist. I'm a full stack marketer. I can run the campaign from end to end. I build the house. I don't lay the tiles. I build the house and manage the project. I don't install the kitchen countertops. I take on the overarching responsibility for you of your marketing. I'm not here just to install the windows, right? And so that's a natural upsell within itself. And instead of calling it an upsell, just call it a rebill, right? Rebill at $5K a month is just as good as an upsell from $2K to $8K after 2 months. So rebill is an upsell, and you rebill, you upsell by having new services ready to be deployed. So I tell my clients, here's your menu of services. What do you want? Let's set a priority list. And of course, if they don't know the list and they want my expertise, I have a standard list. Like I really believe on-page SEO, basic Google ads, email capture, all those things should be done immediately if they're not done, standard stuff. And that's the cool thing about working with a freelance marketer versus say a web designer and a copywriter. Those two people can't get the overarching strategy together, right? The full stack marketer writes the copy and makes the website. They have a fully comprehensive and cohesive campaign going. So if you want to be able to upsell with ease, just offer more services under one bundle. So for me, it's like this. You pay me $5,000 a month. You can get anything on my menu that you need. So it's like having multiple agencies all under one. That's why I call it the one-person marketing agency, right? That's why I wrote this book, is the emerging idea that technology is so good that I can just sit here in my command center and click some buttons like Homer Simpson. I know what button to click, right? Because I have experience. Not paid by my time. I'm paid by my ability to execute and get you your results. And the interesting thing actually about results that I should mention, a lot of marketers are afraid like, how do I get results? Well, first of all, there's so many businesses who don't even have the best practices done. So there is a lot of easy, low-hanging fruit results. But I think what's really interesting about the full stack model or the one-person marketing agency business model is how much time it saves a business. Time in hiring, time in proposal phase, time in strategy and planning, time in communication, time in organizing the campaign. I just think people underestimate the value of time, right? If a business owner can make $500 an hour by doing the highest value thing in their business, maybe $5,000 an hour, and they have to go edit a video, which they could pay someone $20 an hour, they're effectively losing $480 per hour, right? So when you have a set of tasks or campaign types that you can execute, they're just going to buy it off the menu. Click, 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 click. Yes, I want that, next, right? And so I just tell them one thing at a time. Let me get one campaign at a time. Once it's done and it's set, I can optimize it a little bit later, but just let me get one main focus at a time. And I think having that flexibility keeps you really valuable. I was just talking with one of my clients about their challenges with hiring. So normally they have me marketing to their customers. And I said, hey, don't forget, you need to market to your employees and your future employees. You need lead generation for your employees. What are you doing for that? And they hadn't even thought of that. And I said, well, run a local Instagram account targeting 20 to 30-year-olds and pitch them a great career opportunity. Get every 25-year-old in the city to see it for $300. Light bulb, So the campaigns we make are highly valuable. And once you know how many there are you can do, from acquisition to sales to engagement, the client never runs out of ideas. And marketing is only growing. If you go look at a company's operating expenses, half of it's marketing now. Legal didn't grow. Accounting didn't grow. HR didn't grow. Digital marketing is just bigger, because it's really just sales. It's just communicating the offer on the internet, which is so scalable, so powerful, so undeniable. If you ignore that power, you're going to get walked all over. Last thing I'll say, people are scared about AI, but that's only when you're a specialist. If you only do one thing, you're at huge risk. If you do 10 things, I do landing pages, I do copy, I do image mockups, I do webinar landing pages, webinar setups, I do sales pages, I do VSLs, basic video editing, I can do advertising setups. That's the full stack marketer, right? I can write a blog post and rank it. Why would you be afraid of AI? Remember, if something's coming to eat everybody, you don't have to be the fastest. You just have to be faster than the people that are about to get eaten, right? You just stay ahead. You don't have to feel like, oh my God, I can't do this. You absolutely can do this, right? And that's why in my community, we rely on collaborative learning. Because if you let other people learn for you, share, explore, research, and you're a part of a community keeping up on an industry like digital marketing, you're going to have a huge edge. So you don't have to be afraid of AI. You just need to know how to use AI to stay ahead of all the old school marketers who aren't going to learn it, and to stay ahead of the people who just aren't technically savvy enough to figure it out. You can figure it out because you're native to this stuff. Remember what I said in the beginning is you've been shit posting. You've been putting up memes. You did try to sell some stuff. Well, just come refine your skills, fill your knowledge gaps, and start spending time around the people who are doing what you want to do, right? Like you keep spending time around people who want to go play video games. You keep spending time around people who want to go to the bar. You just need to come spend time around people who want to make money online, and that's what will happen for you. You know, how to become a freelance marketer is a wonderful question because I don't think you need a job anymore. I don't think the job is the ultimate way to go. And I think the job is just one big client ultimately. I mean, you can do it, absolutely. But I think you have to recognize the way the world is shaping up into this gig economy, this flattened model of 35 million small businesses in America. I mean, like the amount of entrepreneurs. And I think what you need to know, maybe no one told you this, but the freelance marketer is selling shovels in the biggest gold rush we've ever seen. Every person wants to be famous. Every person wants to be an influencer. Everyone wants to have a big brand. Everyone wants to have an e-commerce shop. You don't have to focus on that. Those are hard to win, right? Because it's very competitive. Go serve all those people who are chasing the gold rush, trying to become famous digitally, trying to become successful digitally. Be their support, be their edge to get ahead, feed their desire to be famous. Selling the shovel is far more profitable and it's not illegal. There is gold out there. There's so much gold out there, absolutely. But you can make a beautiful living just selling the shovel. And what's interesting is, let's say you sold 50 shovels in the next 10 years, 5K a piece, whatever. Keep one shovel for yourself. And when the time is right, the cool thing about digital marketing is it's immediately leverageable as a skill into your own idea. And if you start helping clients, you get the insider knowledge of what works and what doesn't. You get to learn firsthand without risking all the money. So for me, I wanted to get into digital marketing because I felt it was like a gateway entrance into business, into understanding modern business. And frankly, I wanted my own businesses too. I was into the gold rush as well, right? I want to do everything. And I encourage you, when you're ready, sell shovels and go dig. Both, all at once. You can, right? I mean, I think you should establish a strong income first. I think you should make sure you have your skills in place first, that any of this can even manifest for you, right? So I'll leave it there. I'll put some links down below with key resources to get you started. I know many of you watching this are probably right at the beginning and haven't got your first client yet. And there's definitely things I have available for you to help. A lot of free materials here on YouTube, so don't forget to subscribe. And if you like this video, you'll likely see another one in your feed tomorrow, which is great. And I've got over 200 waiting for you to completely fill your mind with everything you need to understand to become a successful freelance marketer. That's what's unique about me, is I focus from that perspective. I never think about getting a job. It's not about resumes. It's not about certifications. It's about getting clients. Those may be a method, that may be a pathway to that. But there are some direct routes to starting a digital marketing service as a freelancer and earning a subscription income like next week. It's not crazy. It really isn't. Once you understand the fundamentals, and if you've already been kind of doing this stuff, Most people posted on social media before. What if you just add a little bit of strategy to that? What if you add a little bit of systems to that? Could you do this? I think you could. I think you could. Well, I've got a call, guys. I'm going to go give someone the same response one-on-one and convince them that the time is now. The gold rush is now. It's not going to be in 20 years. You're not going to have the same opportunity in 20 years, you know? So if you're 20, now's the time. If you're 40, you better go now. If you're 60, well, you're probably all right. You're probably not watching this video, right? Have a great day, everyone. Like I always say, may the algorithms be ever in your favor.